kingdom here, let the darkness.
Good morning, Life Group leaders. I hope that you are ready for another week of Life Groups, and I hope that they have been beneficial as far as developing relationships of people in the life groups, and also just getting people engaged in the Word, and hopefully being transparent with one another and sharing struggles and victories and all of those things. But just a few logistical things. Again, just reminders as we're going through this to be intentional as leaders in these life groups. First of all, I want to say please, please, please make sure that you are calling people, contacting them in some way if they are not there at your life group. And I would encourage you to do that within 2 days of life group. So if you have your life group tonight and somebody doesn't show up, call them, text them, do something tomorrow or Tuesday to make sure that they understand that you miss them. And you can always make sure that they understand you're not doing that to try to be tough on them or try to be legalistic with them, but you just want them to know that you care about them and you are checking on them, and encourage them to be there again next week. I think that's vitally important that we stay connected that way and people know that we care about them, because what will happen is if we don't stay diligent in doing that, people may be gone 2 or 3 weeks, and then if they haven't heard anything, the natural assumption in people is, oh, well, people didn't miss me or they don't care about me. And so I want to encourage you to be diligent in contacting people after your life group's over. Make sure they know you care. Also, whenever you're doing any kind of announcements, if you do announcements in your life groups, I for sure would encourage you to do this one. October 15th, I mentioned last week, is our next regular quarterly business meeting. And instead of turning life groups out for that night, I want to encourage you to have everybody in your life group there. We're going to have that in the CAC, and it's going to be some business mixed in with testimonies from life groups. And so be looking around and seeing who you can get that would give a testimony that night of how life group has impacted them, how they've enjoyed it. There's no formula there, but you're going to know people in your group that life groups have made a difference to them, and also ones that are going to be able to effectively communicate that. Begin prepping them already. Telling them that you would like for them to be the representative from your life group to share that night. I tried that last week, and there was one individual said, "No, I don't think I can do that." And so I'm going to be going back to somebody else this week and make sure they understand that we want them to give a testimony of how life group has made a difference in their life, something that they've gotten out of it during their time in life group. That's going to be October 15th at 5 o'clock in the CAC. And so, like I said, we're going to intermix the testimonies and the business meeting. And hopefully, some people in your groups that aren't members of the church, maybe they'll get a taste and for the importance of being part of the church and the responsibility they have as a member as well. Also, the next thing is this week, the passage, week 17 is what the groups are on this week. And the passage is Luke 14:25 through 35. And I'll be honest with you, this is a passage that is somewhat difficult, because the very first thing in it says, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, yes, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Well, that could take a lot of different avenues and take a lot of different paths in a discussion. And so what I want to encourage you to do before tonight is to go back and read that parable of the great banquet. I believe that gives this some context and helps you understand it a little bit better, and just be well versed in this passage so that people don't get the idea that they're supposed to abandon their families or hate their families, but just help them understand that Christ has to come first in every area of their life. And so, anyway, just I wanted to make you aware that sometimes that passage can be difficult and could have the potential to go off on a wild goose chase or down the wrong road. So Don't follow Alice into the hole or the rabbit or whatever. But anyway, I hope you all are continuing to have a great time in life groups. If you have any questions between now and tonight, please give me a call, and I'll be happy to answer anything I can. And other than that, just go over those things. Make sure you're telling people what the mission of the church is, to make disciples who make disciples, and even use that Matthew 4:19 passage. And other than that, I think that's all I got for you this morning. So hope you have a great Sunday. Hope you have a great night in life groups. And please send me any messages of encouragement as far as what has happened in your groups, that I can be writing those down and keeping a record of them. So have a great day.
Let's win this